Hi friends, my name is Alexis and welcome to a very exciting vlog where we're going to be reading Icebreaker by Hannah Grace and seeing if it's worth all of the book talk hype. This book has been all over my For You page on TikTok. I don't know if it's been on yours, but it's definitely been on mine, and I have been so intrigued and interested to see if this book lives up to the hype. Essentially, it is about an ice skater and a hockey player who have to team up, and it's a reverse Sunshine Grumpy romance, college romance, and I'm really excited about this one. I had this on my TBR for November, and then right before the month started, I actually won a giveaway between the author and another couple authors, so I also would like to say a quick thank you before we get into this to the author for sending me a copy of the book. I will say that this is in no way, shape, or form a book I need to read or need to review. I just want to acknowledge that I did get the copy for free from the author from a giveaway, so thank you to the author for that. But again, I was going to be reading this book this month regardless of if I had this copy. I was planning on getting Kindle Unlimited this month, specifically so I could read this book because it's been on my radar for so long. And because this book is just so hyped up on BookTube and Bookstagram and Book Talk, I thought it would be really fun to vlog my experience with this book and see if it lives up to all of the hype that we have all heard about. A more thorough synopsis of this, because I always forget to be given the synopsis in these videos. Essentially, it's about our main two characters, Stacy and Nathan. Stacy is a figure skater and she really wants to be part of the Olympics. And Nathan, on the other hand, is the captain of the hockey team. And there's a misunderstanding that ends up with both teams, the figure skaters and the hockey players, sharing the rink. And Stacy, or Anastasia, her partner gets hurt because of it, so Nate, right here, ends up swapping out his hockey stick for tights, and they ended up pairing up to be like a figure skating duo. In this book, he is the sunshine, she is the grumpy, and I'm so excited about this book. Today is Friday, November 11th, and this is going to be day one of my reading. I am going home this weekend and will not be in my dorm, so it's going to be kind of interesting trying to vlog my experience reading while also not being in my normal space. But I am really looking forward to taking this home with me and devouring it. I actually need to stop filming and head to work, and I'm hoping that while I am working, I can at least get through the first chunk of this book, because I am super behind on my November TBR, which is part of why I'm vlogging this video, because I know I'm going to read more if I am vlogging.
Hi, so this is the part of the video where things start to get off track and honestly kind of messy. I was really busy while I was filming this, and because of that, I was not filming as much as I should have. So here are a bunch of clips from the weekend and some days where I hadn't done filming, and I'm just going to warn you right now that this vlog is only going to get more chaotic and disorderly from here.
Hi, it is currently Monday night, and this reading vlog has not gone as planned. But also, let's be real, when have I ever made a reading vlog that has actually followed the plan I made? Ooh! Anyways, like I said, it is Monday night, and here is my current reading update. I ended up reading a bit of Icebreaker at work, and I'm liking it a lot better so far than I was when I first checked in the other night. So, first of all, this book is way smuttier than I expected it to be, and that's fine, and I feel like because I am getting further into it, I've gotten a better sense of the book, and also just, like, been more aware of, like, okay, this is gonna be smuttier than I thought it was gonna be. So I've gotten, like, more fine with that. But also, I feel like we're at a part in the book now where things are happening, aside from just, like, smut. So far, we finally get to the part where, like, the synopsis hits, where the main guy has to become her figure skater buddy, and at this point, we're also starting to get more of their actual emotional relationship, rather than just their sexual relationship, and they're just so cute together emotionally. I love how protective he is, and he definitely is a little possessive and jealous type of her, but I think he takes such good care of her, and she gets this, like, nurturement that she wants and needs from him, and I feel like they just balance each other out so well, and they're such a cute couple. I really loved reading it while I was at work today. I got really swept up in it, and I'm really looking forward to reading a bit more tonight. I'm really tired, so I cannot say that I'm going to be reading a ton, but I am, like, absolutely determined to get this done before Wednesday, because I want to have this video up a week from today, so Like I said, it's never a reading vlog with me if I'm not wildly off schedule, which I don't love, but it is what it is, I guess. So I will keep you updated with my reading progress as I make more tonight. I also just really want to knit tonight, so like, we'll just see. I'm hoping to get a bit further in though. This is like kind of an atrocious angle, but I'm not getting my tripod out to be in bed with me, so it is currently at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, and I am around page 300 in Icebreaker. So I didn't end up reading much yesterday, but I've been reading for the past several hours, and oh my gosh, I am enjoying this book so freaking much right now. We got to the point where like the synopsis is finally happening, which I think I mentioned yesterday, but like the tension between Nate and Stacy when they're partners, like figure skating partners, is just so cute. And they're kind of at this point now where they're actually getting to like really know each other. And I love reading about their relationship. Like, I think typically in books, I prefer when the story kind of follows this path of like they get to know each other and then they explore the relationship sexually. I've always been like that with books, and it kind of always turns me off when a book starts with the main characters having a sexual relationship before they have an emotional relationship. But I think that's like totally just my preferences. But now that we're at this certain point in the book, it's all about Nate and Stacy's emotional relationship, and it is just so freaking cute. They are the sweetest, and like emotionally, they just complement each other so well. I'm obsessed with them as a couple, and they're just so cute. Like, I cannot stand how freaking cute they are together. He is so considerate and thoughtful and sweet and just takes such good care of her. I just love their dynamic together. They're so funny, and I'm just so entertained by this book. I will say I'm kind of having trouble keeping track of some of the side and background characters still, just because there's so many of them, but a few of them have started to become more like solid and distinguishable, and I do like the cast of characters. There's definitely big found family vibes in this book, and I think it is really sweet. I feel like there's some things in this book where it's like it's so obvious, and I'm trying not to be super spoilery, but there's a few things where I'm just kind of like waiting for the characters to like, you know, get it together and realize what the reader has realized. But at this point, with only about 100 pages left, I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like I kind of know where the story is gonna go from here in the last like 100 pages in some aspects, but then there's other aspects where I don't know where it's gonna go. So I'm just like having a great time. I'm really liking the book. It does follow certain tropes and things that kind of make me feel like I can predict where it's gonna go based off of what's happening, but that's also just throwing a lot at me that I'm not expecting. I love the main characters and their relationship. I really like the side characters. I love the setting. It has such a nice college-y atmosphere, and reading about them skating together is so fun because I know very little about figure skating, but the author writes it in such an easy and digestible way that I feel like I actually do understand what's going on. But I'm going to just read as much as I possibly can tonight. I'm getting pretty sleepy because it's just kind of been a long day, but I want to read as much as possible so that way I can finally finish this book because I've been reading it for a few days and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm currently on page 340, which is where I'm stopping or just possibly pausing for the night. I'm getting really tired because it is currently 11 p.m. and I have a lot going on tomorrow, so I'm not going to stay up much later and keep reading. But overall, I'm really liking this book. I'm loving it. There are a lot of things that this book handles I just think are done really well. Aside from everything I've already mentioned, something this book really talks about that I think is interesting is disordered eating and healing relationships with eating disorders. It talks about therapy. It talks about toxic relationships, toxic parents, complicated family situations, adoption. And honestly, while I cannot say that I am the most knowledgeable about all these things or can sit here and say that this book has amazing representation or that it handles every one of these topics perfectly or anything, overall it hasn't really raised any red flags with me with these topics, and I've been really satisfied to see things like therapy handled in a way that is so just accepting. The main character has a lot of struggles that honestly I personally relate to, with needing to be in control and having a plan and using like a planner and being kind of obsessive about like feeling in control and in plan.
mode, like being in control and having a plan all the time. And I just think that it's written really well and so respectfully. I truthfully don't think I've ever seen a character in a book before have this feeling where like have the same feeling that I feel, where it's like I constantly feel like I need to be in control to handle my anxiety. And the main character goes through that, and the main guy, Nate, helps her with it and helps her work on going with the flow. And that's something that I have like worked on with my partner a lot, because I really struggle with going with the flow because I always need this plan. So it's just been like so interesting to see things like that reflected in this book. And I just really like it. I'm at page 330, and this is out of 400. It's a bit of a longer romance book, but the more I get into this, the more I'm enjoying it. And I see a really strong potential for this to be a 4 or 5 star read. If I wasn't so tired, I would probably finish this tonight, and I might still try to, but I don't want to set myself up for failure with it. This book also has some scenes over Christmas, and the winter Christmassy vibes are so there. If you're thinking about reading this book in November, December, January, February, any of the snowier months, this would literally be perfect. I'm currently reading this in November, obviously, and it's just giving the perfect, I cannot wait for it to be snowy and cold and wintry outside vibes, like cozy blankets, being bundled up, fireplaces, cabins, all the things. The chemistry between the two main characters is just off the chart, and I'm just really loving this book, and that makes me so happy to say.
1 week later.
Hi. It's been like a solid week since I finished Icebreaker, so now I'm here to give my final review and exit this video. I really did not mean for this video to go on as long as it did, but I ended up traveling over Thanksgiving break, which caused this video to kind of get delayed, and every time I told myself I would sit down and film my final feelings, it just did not work out. So that's what we're here to do today. I finished Icebreaker and I loved it. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I enjoyed it so much. Like I showed you in this video, I didn't get off on the best first foot with Icebreaker, and I honestly thought for a while I wasn't gonna like it. But that really just turned around for me, honestly, like 100 pages in. I loved so many things about this book. The romance between the two main characters is so sweet and wholesome, and also has some pretty good smut. I loved the cast of characters. It's very found family vibes, which I adored, and I really look forward to seeing how this series can possibly expand with the side characters in the future. I love the discussion of mental illness, therapists, and the normalization of all of these things. I think that the author does a fantastic job handling sensitive topics like eating disorders and anxiety disorders and panic attacks, and also like manipulative people in our lives. I felt like he came off in a very educated and professional, well thought out way. I loved the energy and like aspect and like atmosphere of this book. I loved the college town feeling. I just loved it so much. This book was really worth the hype, and it ended up being so freaking cute and enjoyable. I cannot wait to see what the author does in the future, and I will most definitely be down to read just about anything she decides to write. This book is perfect for winter if you're interested in picking it up. There's even a scene where they're literally in like a snowy Christmas cabin wearing onesies together, and it is super, super cute. So if you're looking for a good book to pick up this winter during the snowy season, I cannot recommend this one enough. It is so enjoyable, and I think that if you're a fan of the reverse grumpy sunshine trope, figure skating, hockey playing, found family, college atmosphere, this is going to be a good book for you, and I think you're going to like it. So, I like this book a lot. I'm really glad I decided to vlog my experience, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing great. I'm sorry this vlog was kind of jumpy and moving around a lot. I was really busy while trying to film, but I wanted to do it nonetheless. So, thank you for watching, and I cannot wait to see you next week because I have a lot of very exciting videos to come out in December, and I keep saying that in my videos, but I'm so excited. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!